Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming my July anti-haul video. This video is a monthly series that I do on my channel. So if you are new to my channel, definitely subscribe if you enjoy a good anti-haul. I also like to do new makeup releases and testing out lots of new eyeshadow palettes because eyeshadow palettes is my favorite thing. From drugstore to high-end to everything in between, this is the place for you. And now, without further blabbering, let's get into it. Okay, before I talk about the products that didn't catch my interest in the month of July, I just want to tell you a few things that are on my face. I will link everything in the description box. My eyes today, I have the KKW Beauty Camo Palette. I think this palette is no longer available on the KKW Beauty website. Actually, I think the website is shut down, which I'm so bummed about because I really like this palette. I've only done this one look with it, but I really like how the look turned out and the metallics are super gorgeous. I had mentioned that maybe I was going to do a dedicated video to this palette, but once I realized that you can't buy it anymore, I didn't think there was any point of me featuring it on my channel. So yeah, I figured I'd just mention it here. If you have it, it's a good palette. And if it comes back, maybe you can snag it. I don't know. I'm also trying the Cheek Dew Serum Blush from ColourPop for the first time. I bought this quite a few months ago and I'm finally getting around to trying it. And honestly, I wasn't very impressed because there's really not that much pigmentation on my cheeks. And I did pick up two Dior products when they launched on Sephora. So I got another shade of the Couture Luminizer and I got it in the shade Golden Glow. And I was wanting like a more champagne shade, but the champagne shade I was scared was too light for me. So I'm not sure if I'm 100% in love with that shade, but I'll keep trying it. And then I got one of their bronzers in the shade Amber Bronze 6. And I'm not sure, this one definitely looks a little bit more gray than what I like when it comes to bronzer. So I'm going to need to use that a few more times as well to comment. And then my lip color is the Ofra Liquid Lip in Miami Fever, which is a beautiful burnt terracotta shade, which you guys know I love. And then I just want to mention this outfit I have on. It's actually a dress from Target. This is from the Universal Thread line and it comes in two other colors. I actually really like this dress. I think I'm wearing a size large and it's super flattering. I'm about 27 weeks pregnant now, so it's a great maternity, non-maternity dress in case you guys are looking. So I will link it down in my description box because I'm a first-time mom, you guys, and if I can score like maternity clothes that aren't maternity clothes at non-maternity prices, then I'm here to help you guys out and pass the knowledge along. So now that you sat through that painfully long introduction, let's go ahead and talk about some shitty makeup that launched last month. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about are the ColourPop lip pencils. They launched two Volt type products, and these were for like lipstick day or something, national, international lipstick day. I don't know. There's all kinds of holidays these days that these brands are celebrating. So they launched two. There was Bring the Heat and Truth or Bare. I definitely think that lipstick and liquid lipstick and lip liner Volts have their place in the world. I think they're such a great idea, especially for the holidays, because you can split it with your friends or you can buy a Volt and then just split it up amongst your friends if you're like a big gift giver. Personally, I can't imagine one person ever needing this many lip pencils, especially because one was very much a red tone collection and the other one was a nude one. So I do have one set of lip pencils that I've purchased from ColourPop and I feel like that's all I need. I don't need another lip pencil ever. And their quality is pretty good, but I just feel like the two sets with this many shades was a little bit overkill. I think if they do more collections like this, it would be fun to see them pare it down to like a 5-piece and do also like a mix and match situation. I think that would be really fun. But yeah, this one was an easy anti-haul for me. Next is the new Desi skincare product. She launched the Do Me Over Prep and Set Refresh Face Mist for $34. Now, Desi is undoubtedly one of the most beautiful YouTubers, influencers, women on planet Earth, I think. She's so effortlessly gorgeous, and if anyone was gonna sell me skincare, it would be her. And I feel like I'm very curious to see what else she launches from her brand. I feel like a Dewy Mist is so her because she is so about like natural skin, and so this seems like the perfect pairing for her brand. But if there's one thing I don't need right now in my life, it is setting sprays. I have so many. I'm trying to work my way through them. I haven't done a like setting spray declutter, but it's definitely coming. I have a drawer that I need to go through. But setting sprays are one of those products, like even if you don't want to spray your face with it, you can use it to like spray your brushes if you like to foil eyeshadows and stuff like that. So I have my handy dandy like Mario Badescu. I don't really like this facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water, even though a lot of people used to rave about this one. So my trick to using it up is to just use it to wet my brushes, but of course I don't need a lot, so it's gonna take me like 100 years to get through this. And then I just have so many other ones, so I couldn't justify picking this up, but I think this is a really cool release for her brand. And yeah, I'm sure it's good. I'm excited to hear reviews from people that ended up picking this product up. The next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Ulta Beauty X Gilmore Girls collection. So they had liners, lip crayons, I saw eyeshadow quads, they had brushes, sponges, nail products, like the whole thing. And typically I think Ulta Beauty has a pretty solid makeup line. I think they're pretty underrated. I remember trying one of their collab palettes that they did a long time ago that was such good quality. And so I have a lot of respect for the Ulta brand, but I feel like as much as I love the Gilmore Girls, this collection is a little too simple for my style of makeup. So I am happy to admire it from afar, but it did not get any of my money. And I don't think it should get any of yours either. So easy pass for me. Okay, so the next thing that was an easy anti-haul is the Mint Chocolate Play Color Eye Palette and Brush from Etude House, I think is how you say it. And I think this is such a cute concept, and maybe if I was more into like mint chocolate chip ice cream, I would be into picking this up. I do remember their Hershey collection. The one thing that Etude does well is they really kind of do a good job of making the collection very true to who they're collabing with. Like this is very much an easy identifiable thing, like, oh, it's mint chocolate. Like just when you see the palette, it looks really tasty, and I feel like I remember the same thing about the Hershey line. The thing is, I'm not really into this color story or anything like that, so it's an anti-haul for me. Okay, the next thing I'm anti-hauling is one that I feel like is really gonna polarize people. I know some people love Jeffree Star, some people can't stand him. I feel like I'm pretty neutral at this point. I feel like he's stayed out of the drama for a while, but also I don't follow things along that closely, so I could be wrong. But he recently launched the Pink Religion collection, and I thought the overall concept was really cool. I'm raised Catholic, but I feel like I'm pretty much like not really a churchgoer at this point, but I do think the concept is really fascinating. Now, I did think the palette was attractive, but the longer I looked at it and the longer I thought about all of the pink palettes in my collection, I definitely realized that there was no reason for me to need this palette or any of the other accessories that they launched with it. So it was an easy pass for me. I did personally think the artwork was really nice. I know I got like one comment from my Will I Buy It where somebody said that they didn't really like it. And that's okay, we don't always have to agree. But yeah, I'm not spending any of my money on this, so anti-haul it is. Okay, next thing is something I really want. These are the NARS Basic Instinct Cheek Quads. I think these are Ulta exclusives, correct me if I'm wrong, but there is a Orgasm Quad and a Torrid Quad. They're $39, and the Torrid one is totally catching my eye. It has the shade Taj Mahal, which is a blush I've always wanted to try from NARS, and I've never owned Exhibit A, but I do have other red blushes in my collection, so don't really care that much about that one. But yeah, I've just always wanted to own Taj Mahal, and that shade range in the Torrid Quad is just so aesthetically appealing to me. So I would really love to own it, but I don't need it, and I just decluttered my blushes. So I'm trying to be so good, and it's a pass for me. Next is something that was so easy to say no to. It's the M Cosmetics the So Soft collection. So they launched 6 blushes and 4 bronzers, and they're 30 bucks a pop. And I just feel like M Cosmetics is a little bit late to the blush and bronzer stick party. I feel like so many brands are like at the party, and I'm sure there'll be even more brands trying to do these types of stick products. I mean, how long ago did ColourPop do their stick blushes? I feel like that was 2019. It's been before the pandemic, so ColourPop was definitely ahead of the game there, and now it seems like ABH, M Cosmetics, like you name it, everybody has a stick blush these days. Also, let's not forget Milk Makeup. They've had stick products for a long time. So anyway, I feel like some of these brands are playing catch up, but I only owned one thing, or maybe 1 or 2 things from M Cosmetics, and I was never really impressed with the brand. So I feel like they show up in my anti-hauls every time they have a new product, because I just feel like it's overpriced and just not my style of makeup. So I'm anti-hauling it today. Next thing I'm anti-hauling is the innovative, wonderful product from Beauty Blender. They launched a Beauty Blender in a new shade, and oh my god, are we so excited for a $20 makeup sponge in the lilac shade. I will say though, I used to buy Beauty Blenders religiously. Now I have a drawer full of sponges that I haven't reached for, and I've been so focused on using brushes for foundation. I keep meaning to switch back to sponges, but honestly, like sometimes it feels like so much work to get up and walk to the sink and wet my sponge. I know I sound so overprivileged, but it is what it is. If I could get the same good application with a brush, like why hassle myself with walking to the sink? Okay, the next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Hello Kitty X Spectrum collaboration. I had mentioned that Spectrum brushes feels like the Hip Dot of brush brands. I swear they're always collabing with some IP, and I'm like, huh? But honestly, this Hello Kitty collection is really cute. I have so many makeup brushes that I already love, so as always, this one is a pass for me. Next is the e.l.f. Bite Size Bombs for $4 and the Bite Size Brows for $3. I had also talked about this in my last Will I Bite, and I thought this was a great concept. I was very tempted, honestly, because I have a lot of the Bite Size products and I think they're fantastic. And I think not just for the fact that they're $3–4, I do think overall it's a very decent line. And it's nice that consumers have the option to go to their drugstore and pick up decent eyeshadow palettes. Like, I was thinking about it today actually, because I picked up some new eyeshadow palettes from the drugstore that I will be featuring probably next week, so definitely make sure you're checking back on my channel. I just feel like drugstore has come such a long way from even when I started wearing makeup, because I don't know, there wasn't a lot of eyeshadow palettes you could recommend in the drugstore, and I feel like we're kind of getting better at that, so it's nice to see them adding like affordable brow products and things like that to their lineup as well. The next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Huda Beauty Legit Lash Waterproof Top Coat. Now, I do think this is an interesting concept. I don't usually do waterproof mascara. There was a time where I did wear waterproof mascara, and it's such a pain in the butt to take waterproof mascara off, so it's not really something I use on a daily basis. I guess that's why this product is kind of genius, because you just layer it over mascara that you already own to make it waterproof, which is pretty smart. Like, I've never heard of anybody else come up with that. I'm sure some brand somewhere probably has done it before. I can't imagine that Huda Beauty is the first. But either which way, I think this is a cool idea. Still a pass though for me. Next is the Glossier Solar Paints, and they had 4 shades, 20 bucks a pop. I almost bought this. I really almost did. I was so ready. I was so close to buying it. And then I'm like, Karen, this is basically a highlighter in a deep shade. Like, what's the point? And that kind of made it a little bit easier for me to close my browser and walk away. So I didn't end up getting it. I would be curious though if any of you did If any of you did pick it up, please let me know down in the comments if it was worth it or if it was a pass. I feel like liquid contours and just like contouring in general seems to be like wanting to make a comeback, but this whole situation, like a liquid glowy bronzer in a tube, I feel like ColourPop just did that with their bronzers. I haven't heard much about that yet either, but this is like glowy, so I thought it was a fun idea. But yeah, I decided to pass on it because I figure if I want a glowy bronzer, I probably already have something, and if I don't, I could probably just layer with some highlighter and be okay. So did decide to go ahead and pass on that. And then the Wayne Goss Luxury eyeshadow palette in the shade Pearl. I think that's what it's called. I'm actually confused why it's called Pearl. I didn't watch his video like explaining anything, so maybe there's like some big point that I'm missing, but I was pretty, you know, bored out of my skull seeing this one. But I think this is his aesthetic, so glad he was able to remain true to himself. I haven't watched any reviews or anything on this palette either, so I don't even know if it's good or bad, but let me know if you bought it. Did you enjoy it? Or if you guys have watched any videos from your favorite beauty gurus, what have they been saying about it? You guys know I'm super curious, so let me know down in the comment section. Okay, I will say Benefit is definitely a brand I like to roast on my channel because I feel like they're such low-hanging fruit when it comes to the things that they launch. And I talked about this pretty recently in a Will I Buy It, and it was the Benefit Hoola Contourist Bronzer and Contour Palette. And this is 4 shades for $32, and I feel like I'm repeating myself like a parrot, but the point I had made in that video was that they had 4 shades in there. So there was Hoola, and then there's the Hoola Light Powder, and then there's a Caramel, which is their medium to deep shade, and then there's Hoola Toasted, which is their deep shade. And I was like, who would want this palette? Because it sounds like it's for 4 different people, and the only person I could think that has 4 different skin tones throughout the year would be a makeup artist that's doing makeup on other people. So for example, in my makeup kit, when I used to do more proms and bridal work and stuff like that, I have this Makeup Forever palette that has a bronzer and a powder and a blush shade for 4 different skin tones, and then I can mix and match for anybody in between. So that would make sense, like if I needed something else for my kit like that. But I just don't get it. I don't understand why this exists and how people are buying this. But I mean, they must sell them quite often because they keep making different versions of these palettes. So yeah, that's all the commentary I have on that. It's an easy pass for me. Next is the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder collection. Now, there is something about this packaging that's really attractive to me. I don't need another powder. I promise I don't need another powder. Just looking around my desk, I have the NYX powder that I'm trying to make a dent in. I have the ABH powder. I have the Charlotte Tilbury loose setting powder. Like, I have so many powders I like. I honestly don't know how people use up powder so fast because I don't know, I just use it under my eyes. I don't usually set my whole face. I feel like my face is already so dry. If I put powder on it, it would probably feel like the Sahara. So I just try to minimize the powder usage, but the packaging of this has like a beautiful glow to it, which makes me think in my head like the powder is also glowy. So if you guys have seen this product in person, let me know. Is it actually glowy, or is it just the packaging that's so metallic and beautiful that it's making me want it? So I feel like it's definitely the latter, but yeah, it's tempting because I love a nice little filtered glowy moment, if you know what I mean. Okay, the next thing I'm anti-hauling is a product that I was like, why did this need to exist? This is the Patrick Ta Major Brow Lamination Gel. And so I feel like he did like the soap brow thing, and now he's doing a gel, which like, I know soap brows are different from gel, but like, did we need all of that? I guess ABH has a brow gel and they have the soapy thing. I don't know. There's so many like brow hacks and things like that. I feel like I've tried a little bit of everything, and what works for me honestly is still just the powder and some kind of gel or pomade, and that's it. Just keep it very simple. I feel like I'm not very good at doing feathered strokes with a pen, so I've given up on that. And yeah, that's my 2 cents on that, if anybody cares. Okay, the next thing, this was a really easy one to kind of poke fun at, but these Milk Sex Foils, there's 7 shades for $39. And I'm so tempted because I keep telling myself, I'm like, ooh, wouldn't it be so nice to have like a lit from within look, and I could mix this in with some of the more heavy coverage foundations I've been trying to use up. And I'm like, Karen, you already have those products, like stop it. So I haven't made any moves to pick up any sex foils, so yeah. It's a pass for me, but I'm definitely curious. I haven't watched any videos on this product either, but you know, it's really telling me, like in my head, I need to grab my Glossier Future Dew and put it on my desk because I need to use that with some of these full coverage foundations that I haven't been loving as much lately. But they used to be my holy grail, so I really want to see if I can try and make it work if I finagle it a little bit. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on that in a future video. Okay, the next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Lip and Cheek Glow. I feel like this is another product that's like late to the party, but it's also like so trendy right now for brands to be doing like cream blushes, and some people do like multi-use products. So for example, when Rare Beauty did that product where you could use it on your eyes, on your cheeks, on your lips, like all kinds of stuff. And I will say I have quite a few products that I can do stuff like that with, so I really don't need any more. What I really need is to go on a no-buy, and I feel like I'm pretty much there, although I feel like I'm lying because I just showed you guys those 2 new Christian Dior products I picked up. I just couldn't help myself though with those because I was just like really feeling like treating myself to some new makeup, so I did. I don't know. I know it's terrible. It's terrible. I'm terrible. But I do love makeup. I am a self-proclaimed makeupaholic, so I did get some new face products. But yeah, these Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Lip and Cheek Glows, I don't know. I feel like I already have this product, so it's an easy pass for me. Okay, so the next thing I anti-hauled is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzers. Now, I feel like the butter bronzers are like one of those things where I'm waiting to be invited to the party and then nobody's invited. There are so many YouTubers that swear by their butter bronzers, and I'm sure it's a great bronzer, especially again at the affordable drugstore prices, but I can never figure out my shade. And these new shades that they introduced, they have like oversprays on them, I think, and so it makes it even more confusing. And then they're like packaged to look like donuts, which is extra confusing. So I've looked at the Physicians Formula bronzer so many times at my local Walmart, and usually the packaging gets in the way. I can't tell the shades apart just because of how much packaging is on them. And so I feel like Physicians Formula is just telling me that they don't want my money, and that's okay because I have a million other bronzers. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass on this new collection as well. Okay guys, we're getting down to the wire here. So the next thing I'm anti-hauling, this one is honestly because of the dollar bills. I think this collection is like over $200. I can't remember exactly how much. I want to say $215 if I had to guess off the top of my head. And this is the Lotus collection by Sonia G. Don't get me wrong, I have some of Sonia G's eyeshadow brushes. I can justify the eyeshadow brushes because they're usually about $160, which is like, when I was working full-time, like that was, you know, decent. And I kind of work part-time now. I'm not really full-time. I feel like I work like 40 hours, but it's not usually paid work. So that's another box to unpack for a different day. But since I'm no longer working full-time and making that full-time paycheck, I can't really bust like $200 on eyeshadow or face brushes, so I did end up passing on this collection. Okay, the next thing I'm anti-hauling, which honestly, I don't know, I might break this one in the future, we'll see. But the rule I set for myself is I'm not gonna buy this unless I can get it on sale, because inevitably ColourPop collections will go on sale. And so I'm anti-hauling the ColourPop X Powerpuff Girls collection. And this was so funny because I didn't realize my husband grew up watching the Powerpuff Girls, so he was actually really excited that ColourPop was doing a Powerpuff Girls collection. I feel like by the time it aired on TV where I grew up, it was too late, so I never got into it. But I mean, I think overall it's cute. Like, who doesn't love three badass little girls like fighting crime? Like, I'm all about that life. But anyway, I think this palette is absolutely stunning, and I know my friend Angie got it in PR and she was just saying how cute the presentation was, which definitely tempted me, and ColourPop was definitely having like a badass sale on their eyeshadow palettes like this last week for 25% off, but the Powerpuff Girls eyeshadow palette was not included in the sale, which I was a little bit salty about because I'm trying to figure it out. But even their most hyped collections I feel like have ended up on sale, like for instance Animal Crossing and even like Lizzie McGuire. I feel like, what was the latest one they did? I don't know, Barbie. Like, there's so many IPs that end up on sale, so I'm holding out hope that eventually the Powerpuff Girls will go on sale. And if it doesn't, it wasn't meant to be, right? The other easy anti-haul this month was from Makeup Revolution, of course, and they launched a Aladdin eyeshadow palette as well as like a highlighter and all of the things. And I know everybody's just like, oh my god, all the Disney collabs. It like never ends. Disney just has so much IP that it comes from like every direction. And honestly, I'm all for like everybody having the eyeshadow palette that they want from their favorite Disney characters. Like, that doesn't bother me any. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I am pretty bummed though because I didn't put the math together that the Profusion Mean Girls collab launch on their website as well. Trendmood kept linking Walmart, and then the big palette wasn't available on Walmart. And then by the time I realized that it was probably also on the Profusion website, the big palette was sold out. So now I don't have it. But I did remind myself that I have the Storybook Cosmetics Mean Girls palette that I've never used. So why the fuck do I want the Profusion one? I don't know. I don't really make much sense as a human being. Anyway, I just went on a tangent about nothing. All to say that it was a pass for me on the Aladdin and Makeup Revolution collaboration. Okay, the next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Natasha Denona Macro Blade eyeliner for $26. So I'm all for high-end eyeliners, especially liquid liners. I think that some are made better than others. I did recently stumble upon the one from Estate, and they did send it to me, but honestly it's really good. I wouldn't talk about it if it wasn't good because I've tried a lot of really bad liquid liners, so I really like the one from Estate. My all-time favorite one is the one from Pat McGrath. I'm still using the first one I ever bought, and I used to wear a winged eyeliner pretty much every day, like in 2018, and I swear I've had that eyeliner pencil since it launched, because that's how long I've had it for. I know that for sure, and I have bought a backup, but I haven't whipped the backup out yet because it hasn't gone bad on me, so I don't know what's going on. Anyway, there's some like magical elixir in there, so I have felt no desire to try any other eyeliners unless they get sent to me. So yeah, easy pass on the Natasha Denona one. I did hear from my friend Kara, I think she did a video where she said like it feathers like crazy, so I'm not really impressed because I don't know, I've used bad liquid liners on friends when I'm doing their makeup, and one time, oh my gosh, this eyeliner I used on a friend feathered through her eyelids so bad and it wrecked her makeup, and I was so pissed. So I'm very careful when I do liquid liner, especially on other people. Okay, last and certainly not least, we're anti-hauling the Jaclyn Cosmetics, the Hot Tropics collection. So she had lip oils for 20 bucks, putty highlighter for $29, the bronzers for $29, and then the liquid highlighters for $24. I know that there was a lot of controversy with the bronzer shades and things like that, and here's my struggle with all of this stuff, because I don't love Jaclyn Hill personally. I feel like she's like an okay-ish person. Obviously, I don't know her as a person. I'm sure she's probably like super sweet, and if I ever met her in person, I'll be like, oh my gosh, she's the sweetest thing ever. Anyway, all that aside, I feel like there is some truth to people that say that the more you talk about something, the more publicity it brings, because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure that whole collection sold out. So I just never know if it's like best to like go on about something that isn't up to standard for the beauty community, or if it's better to just ignore it. I feel like financially an impact is better to ignore it so that people don't know about it and then they don't buy it. Whereas if we talk about it, it just kind of fuels the fire, and then it like makes people that didn't even care about something like care about it, and then it gives it more clout, I guess. I don't know. So what do you guys think? I'm curious to know, because honestly, I was kind of tempted by the highlighters because a few of my friends were really excited about the highlighters. So then I was like, ooh, do I want a highlighter? Do I want a highlighter? And then I just couldn't even figure out what shade I was gonna buy. So I ended up like skipping, and then the whole thing sold out anyway. So I can't even buy them if I wanted to now. But I always wonder, like, I just feel like I've been making YouTube videos for so long. And when I was younger, I was definitely more of a outspoken person when it came to things I was passionate about. But I feel like over time, the one thing I've learned is the less you give attention to something that's like not good. Like, for example, like I feel like for so long people would talk about Jeffree Star and what a horrible person he is, but realistically I think we make more of an impact as a beauty community by not speaking about something. I don't know, that's just my like opinion. Of course you can disagree with me in a very nice way in the comments, or we could have an engaging conversation. That's totally fine too. But yeah, I feel like I've always experimented with both, and I think like being quiet about something sometimes gives it less validity versus like not. But you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion. So that is it for my anti-haul for July. I wonder what crappy makeup August will bring. I feel like there's already some collections that I can't wait to roast in next month's video. But if you guys are wanting to see more videos from me, I do have some of my latest videos that'll get recommended here at the end for you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this video, and this is your reminder to wash those dirty brushes, people. If you haven't, I need to as well. So let's hold each other accountable, and I will see you in my next video soon. Bye guys!